tend to like to do my projects where I use one attachment at a time, so if I have the tiller attached, I do a bunch of projects that involve the tiller, but lately I've been bouncing around between implements quite a bit. Now for me, the true test of a sprayer is not the first time you take it out of the box and start using it. It is actually the following year when you start to use it. Because it always seems to me that the following year there's always some sort of issue. Maybe the motor seized up, something froze inside and broke, an animal chewed through the rubber hose. So I did a little disassembly of it last year. I took the hoses off and I blew it out with a compressor, and I'm just going to reattach this stuff. I did notice that the rubber seemed a little bit dry rotted. I was kind of surprised by that. Maybe it's just natural for this type, I'm not positive. Let's get some water in there. I got it hooked up to my battery and give it a little dry run first. Actually a wet run. It really doesn't sound all that great. I topped this battery off, but it is quite old. It was one of my old sump pump backup batteries, and I've been using it in the pole barn here and there for different projects. Still sounds a little weak to me, so I'm just going to use the deep cycle battery that I got with my RV. I have been using it. I swapped it out for lead acid, and I try to keep that topped off from time to time with the solar panels by the pole barn. Yep, I think that's a little better. So I mixed up a little Roundup in there, and I'm not going to have any time to plant seed in this area that I cleared out probably till late September. We got a lot going on, and that's probably the soonest that I'm going to be able to get to this. But before things get out of control, I'm just going to spray this. You can kind of see some weeds coming up, but this should keep it at bay for the time being. So if you're watching last year, I was debating between getting a new sprayer that was a 3-point connected, or I ended up getting this that had the jets that I can use for spraying my driveway in large areas like this. And the 3 points were quite a bit overkill, I thought, with the larger boom and larger capacity for my use. So this works out perfect that I can set it in my carryall. When I go down to southern Ohio, I can set it in the UTV in the back of the bed. I get the best of both worlds. I can hook it up to my tractor here in northern Ohio, and I can put it in the UTV in southern Ohio. This area here is halfway down the driveway, and this is the pull-off that the fire department wanted me to make for them. They came out, if you've seen the video, with the zoning regulations and all that stuff. But anyways, I'm just going to kind of clean this up with some Roundup too, clear up some of the weeds and some of the grass growing through there. I was worried I might have mixed the Roundup a little bit thin, but it seemed to be working alright 3 days later. It's been about a month since my last visit, and I decided to take the sprayer on the road, and I also got to cut the grass down here, do some other odds and ends. I don't like to leave a trickle charger on the batteries the whole time I'm gone because it is a long period of time, but I do like to throw them on there as soon as I get there, and usually they're charged right up and I get a green light before I leave. Alright, a little tip if you want to create content for YouTube. When you're using your camera and you put it on the time-lapse feature, don't forget to take it off when you want to talk about something or demonstrate something, which is what I did here. I had the camera on time-lapse, and I'm just showing you how I hook up my sprayer up to the UTV, talking about how hot it is down here and some other things, and all of that was in the time-lapse mode. This is my gravel driveway, and this is what it looks like come early August down in southern Ohio. There's no gravel, you can see. It's a lot easier using this UTV with the sprayer than the old-fashioned way I used to do it with the wand. Now, as I mentioned earlier about trying to plant grass in that other section at home because we're going to be kind of busy, we're also not going to be able to come down to our southern Ohio cabin probably until sometime in early October, very late September. So I want to get all this stuff taken care of here. I'm going to try to line somebody up to come down and cut the grass at least once between now and when we can return. In surveying the area, I'm quite certain that JD is going to have to come down with me. I'm going to have to bring the brush hog and decide what other attachments I'm going to want to bring, just because it's getting pretty thick up there where all the tree stands are, and those paths are going to need to be cleared out. JD can do that pretty quick. I've knocked out cutting the grass and putting down the weed killer, grass killer, driveway killer. Now check out the inside. Last time I was here, if you were watching, I had a rather large friend in one of the mouse traps, and so far so good, nothing in the mouse traps. I come over here and check the bucket where I normally find quite a few in there. The bucket appears to be empty also, though I did notice something in the corner of the step right by this bucket. We're thinking it was a little present left from the snake. A few more odds and ends for me to do. I top off the water tank with about a cup of bleach about every 30-40 days whenever I come in the summertime, and then every other month in the winter. Spray for some bugs and feed the invasive varmints. Very humid down here, and the temps are in the high 80s right now. Not my favorite type of weather. Good time to get a little breeze though off the UTV. Phew. Well, that is going to do it for today, for this video and for me. It's pretty warm out here right now. I'm going to be looking forward to getting back into the truck and into the air conditioning. But anyways, I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoy and subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one is coming out. And keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody. Chicken coop controversy. Now, a lot of folks mentioned that I was a firefighter and that I'm used to being a civil servant and helping people and that I should go out there and help these folks. And some people mentioned that I shouldn't even bother, that I went well above and beyond when I helped them load this thing. They came ill prepared. It's on them. I'm just going to give you my two thoughts, maybe three thoughts. Let's go with three. First, I am that type of person that if I'm walking through a Home Depot parking lot and I see somebody coming out with a cartload of drywall, I immediately go over there and help that person load their drywall up. Now, when I was on the fire department, we used to do public service. We used to install smoke detectors. And a lot of times they were detectors for elderly women. They would get a free detector. We would go on our off time on duty and go install them. And while we're installing them, it was kind of a routine. My guys would deciding where we're going to drill holes and install the smoke detectors. And then I would collect information from the homeowner and we would strike up conversations. We'd sit down at the dinner table or dining room table and I would just ask about the history, how long they lived in the house, how many kids do they have, what do they do for a living, are they retired, how long they've been retired. And as we had a nice little conversation, usually my guys would finish up in 5-10 minutes. And one thing I would always ask these people before we go, I'd say, hey, you've got 3 strapping young men right here. Is there anything we could do for you while we're here? Something that takes 10-15 minutes, something you've been putting on the back burner that you want to take care of. Maybe it's trimming a hedge, sometimes just cleaning snow off the walk or the porch. And most of the time they'd feel embarrassed about saying they needed help with anything. But occasionally we would like move a heavy object that they wanted to move, or move something to the garage, or bring something up from the basement, or take something down to the basement, or just do a simple little chore, taking out the garbage. So that's just a little something extra we do in our crew. And not many crews are like that on the fire department anywhere. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn or something like that, but that's the kind of individuals we were, and it's a reflection of leadership, and we were happy to do it. So back to why I didn't help them. A couple things, 3 things. First, my spidey sense was going off. Did you ever have friends or family and they were looking to do a project and you said, oh, I've done that about a dozen times, we can knock that out in a half hour, I'll come over, and bing, bang, boom, we'll be done. And you go over there, you help them out, and 3 or 4 trips to Home Depot later and going into the next day, you run into setbacks and problems that you never envisioned, and you think to yourself, man, I should have never volunteered for this project. So my spidey sense was kind of going off, thinking that's one thing that could happen. Another is bringing a tractor there. A lot of you guys said, oh, that'd be great to bring the tractor there, make a little video on that. They live on a very busy street. To bring my 20-foot trailer out there and to try to turn it around, load it, unload it, load it again and unload it when I get back here. You're basically doing that 4 times, and you're talking probably about 2 hours of loading and unloading to do something that should take only 5 minutes. Not to mention the possible damage you might do. When I go and help somebody out, a friend or family, I'm always concerned and worried that I might do more harm than good. Scratch up somebody's car, turning that trailer around in a pretty narrow driveway. So I just didn't want to open up another can of worms like that. And lastly, I don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but just a little bit of experience I had with these folk was I just thought it'd be better off not to get involved. That's my take on it. I appreciate all the comments, and I hope you enjoy and subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one is coming out, and keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.